So first of all, to get our smart lock installed, we have to remove the existing lock. So we're going to remove this deadbolt first. So the cover's off. So we're going to remove the inner screws. You want to hold the other side of the lock. And pull it out, just that simple. The latch just pulls out that easy. Like you say, this latch has just a slip-in type of latch. So we could either miter this out, or we could just replace it with this style, which is a push-in style of latch. Now, as you notice, this hole is pretty small. This is the old style. The new style they drill out is a lot bigger. Usually we would put this plate in, but as you see, it doesn't fit. So our exterior piece will fit without it because it's already made for a small hole in the door. So, as you can see, it says up here. We opted just to slide it in for this presentation instead of mitering it out. So, all we do is we slide it in. We have to make sure everything is nice and straight. We push it in, just like that. So it's nice and snug. So, next step, what we're gonna do, and you see this wire here, we are going to have to slide this wire underneath to the bottom of the latch and then just push this piece through the center. So next step, we're going to take the inner plate. We're going to slide this inner plate like this. We're going to get the two screws and put them through by hand. Don't put them with your screwdriver. You don't want to cross thread this. We've put the two screws in, we've lined them up, and just slowly screw them in. Don't use a drill with this, just use a screwdriver. You can over tighten it, you can do damage to the lock assembly, and you don't want to do that. So when you do this, what you're going to have to do is you'll want to make sure that everything is nice and straight. You can measure this with your tape measure. This might have a bit of a slope in it, but you want to make sure that it's lined up nice and straight. So one of my pet peeves is crooked locks. You don't want the lock to look like that. It just looks awful. It's not professional. You'll want to straighten your lock. You'll want to make sure everything is nice and straight, nice and even. And then tighten up your screws and you'll be good. So same on this side, you want to make it nice and straight. Snug it up, not too tight, but not too loose. And then you also can put extra screw here so everything doesn't move. It's nice and stiff. So we're going to work on the inside. So when we connect the two wires together, from the outside to the inside, they have two little arrows. Line those arrows up and lock them in. Then what you're going to be doing is you're going to tuck this wire in place and you're going to line up the spline to make sure everything's going to fit. Sometimes it takes a little bit because these wires are pretty tight in here. So just make sure you fit that in nicely. And there we go. And then that's what we have these two small screws for. So on the bottom, there's two holes here. You'll want to screw a small one on this side, and there'll be another screw on the other side. So next step, you can remove this plate. Then you're going to install the plate just like that, and there's 3 screws that go on here. And the worst one is the bottom. Because usually you have a knob in the way and it's a hard one to get in. Now, if you want to make it that nobody could get in and change your code, right inside the cover, you could put a screw. They send you an extra screw for that. You screw that in, then this plate will not move. The last step is your batteries. So you install all 4 batteries into this case, and it'll say to the door. That's how you insert them. So the yellow part here will be on the outside. So as we put it in, this is when the magic happens. Now what it's doing, it's finding the handing. So it's just programming the handing. There, it's all set. So the last step you'll want to do is make sure your key is working properly. So after you program your lock, you'll just have to slide this plate back on, remove the plastic on both sides, and you're done.